Prabhuji here. A little background about Prabhuji. So Prabhuji has done his MTech in Industrial Engineering from IIT Delhi and is currently working as Senior Business Analytics Leader in HP Incorporation. And he has been associated with ISKCON since 1999 and initiated by His Holiness Radharanath Swami Maharaj. He started sharing the joy of Krishna consciousness from Germany in 2005. He has been supporting various congregation programs in ISKCON, Narsimha Giridhari Mandir and Whitefield over the last 15 years. And Prabhuji, a lot of us know about Prabhuji's attraction towards Jainaji, and we got to see that during our last yatra, hearing from Prabhuji. And along with his family, they love to sing bhajans and kirtans for the glorification of the Lord. So let's all welcome Prabhuji to Sarjapur Center and chant one time for Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you so much.
Get some water. Can you get some water?
What will you have? Actually, move it that side. Oh, this is fine. This is good.
Yes. I request all the devotees to please come forward. And here also, I know. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So let's chant the prayer. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Vihari Jaya Gopi Gana
श्री श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनि इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. We are very happy to be amongst all of you, and thank you, Prabhuji, for giving us an opportunity to share some Krishna Katha. So we are very much inspired by all of your collective effort in bringing this nice center. And yes, we are really happy that how sincerely, seriously, all of you have been putting so much of effort. Now the number of devotees, the number of Bhakti Vriksas is keep on increasing under the direction of our the Bhakti Vriksa leaders, Sabris Prabhu, Kartikeya Prabhu, and so on. So we just came here to get some inspiration from all of you. So there is this beautiful pastime. It happened in London, 1970s. Prabhupada was launching his Bhagavad Gita in a hotel, and all the devotees, they went from the Soho Street Temple in London to this hotel. And the Matajis, they had prepared nice, elaborate bhogas, and all the devotees, they prepared so beautifully, to receive all the guests, all the journalists, all the reporters, right, all the senior dignitaries. And it went wonderfully. And then Srila Prabhupada was returning from the hotel to the temple. And at that time, the devotees saw in the car that Prabhupada had some tears in his eyes. And the devotees were started thinking, yes, we are causing so much of inconvenience to Srila Prabhupada. Definitely we must have done something wrong, while we went through this festival, we went through this program. They were feeling very guilty. But they didn't dare to ask Prabhupada what went wrong, what really caused him so much of distress. And then somehow all the devotees came back to the temple. And one devotee asked Prabhupada, we're very sorry, that definitely some inconvenience or some disturbing things would have happened. Could you please let us know, right? What happened and how can we really improve for the next time? And Srila Prabhupada said, no, everything was really great. I'm very happy the way all of you have been helping and building up my movement. I'm very grateful to all of you. But then the devotee said, Prabhupada, but we saw that you were feeling so, you had so much of tears in your eyes. That's what we observed while we coming back from the temple in the car. And then Srila Prabhupada said, oh, okay. That's not because of your fault. That we observed while coming from the temple, we saw that how all the aristocratic people of London, They were having three-piece suits. Yes. At the same time, they were going in this broad daylight, but inside their heart was full of darkness, was full of ignorance. They are living this life thinking that they are happy, thinking that they are enjoying, and thinking that, okay, eat, marry, sleep, and this is the only life that we have, and nothing else is the purpose of life. Just seeing this purposeless, life of all these, living beings, that really pains my heart. So, Srila Prabhupada is really the reservoir of compassion. Is truly a para dukha dukhi. It's not that a devotee, feels something distressed about himself. He always thinks how all these people will be delivered. They try to understand why they are suffering, how they are suffering, how all these people will be delivered. They understand, yes, everybody is suffering, but why they are suffering? Is there anyone who is not suffering here? Anyone? Like we hear that, like either as a child, they are suffering because of exam. The elders, they are suffering because of the work pressure. The elders, they are suffering because of their health. Especially very beautiful verses there in Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 6th chapter. How everybody is having chinta. Etadhyatura chittanam matra sparsha ichchayamuh. This verse talks about two things. It talks about what is the dasa, sabki dasa kya hai. So, what is the problem of the whole humanity? And like our acharyas, our scriptures are so beautiful. They don't just talk about the problems. Kya dasa kya hai. But they also talk about the disa. Talk about the directions. Talk about the solutions. Right? Yes, they are suffering because they want to get some happiness by coming in contact with some sense objects. But then, yes, they need to understand the real knowledge. Once they understand the real knowledge, once they take shelter of the Lord, they really get awakened. Right? Yes, right? People suffer because of the sinful activities that they commit in this life or millions of lifetimes earlier. And yes, some of the sinful reactions that we get it immediately, or sometimes it takes time. But yes. And then, why do we commit sinful activities? Because of the ignorance. Because of the, just like a child, sometimes he doesn't know what is right and wrong. Yes, usually all the parents think, right? Like, oh, my child is wasting time. Oh, my child is really fighting. Oh, my child is really, doing so many nonsense things. We think that all children are in ignorance. But our spiritual masters, they think, even the elders, how they are in ignorance. Like one devotee was giving very nice example. The difference between the younger and the elders is just the cost of the toys. Everybody is playing with the toys. Right? The younger ones, they play with a small car, maybe 100 rupees or 500 rupees. But then once they grow old, the cost of the car, right, is different now. It's bigger. Right? But yes, one time Prabhupada was really walking, and the devotee said, Prabhuji, this is the fairyland, this kind of Disneyland, where all the kids go there and enjoy. Right? Prabhupada was saying, yes, these skyscrapers are also the Disneyland for the adults. Yes, we are not kind of deriding, right, the material advancement. But the problem is that if we limit our life only for the material advancement, that is not the solution. We have to go beyond it. So, how a living entity can really understand the goal of life what exactly, who am I, who is the Supreme Lord, how can I really connect myself to the Supreme Lord, and how can I really get the permanent happiness, how can I really get the permanent bliss in my life. That's our acharyas are telling. And how to do it? Right? Yes. First of all, to understand that this problem is the place of not enjoyment, place of correction. This yes, our acharyas. This place is like a fort. It's called Durga, and superintendent is Mother Durga, and she is there, with her Trisul, giving lot of difficulties. Right? And there are so many tribulations. Right? That's why this place, material world, is called Pavarga, where everybody is suffering with Pa Pa Ba Bha Ma. What is that Pa Pa Ba Bha Ma? Parisram. Everybody is working hard. Pa, Fena, so much of blood and sweat coming out every day. So you might be thinking that, we are sitting in AC in the offices, but it is so much of anxiety. So young age people are having blood pressure and heart attacks. Bandhan. The more they work, the more they get result, the more get attached with bandhan. Right? With so many things, with so many, this sense objects, so many objects. And then, in spite of we having everything at so young age, maybe crores of salary, big houses, big cars, fantastic doctors, right? So much of advance in technology, but there is always fear, bhaya, right? And the last one is mrityu. Yes, anybody can really get out of this? No. Yes, whoever has appeared in this material world, they have to go through this pa-pa-pa-pa-ma. Right? And yes, and this another one, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, Dukho Dasanu Darsana. Everybody has to go through this. Yes. Not only that, right? Somebody might be thinking that, I am not yet old age, I don't have disease. But can anybody really get out of these three places? Trayatapa, Adhyatmik, Adibodhik, and Adidevik. The miseries caused by other living entities, caused by these, too much heat, too much cold, no water. Can anybody come out of it? Yes, there is always some problem. But is there any solution to it? Or once again, we'll just talk about the problems only. Yes. Like when Lord has created, He has not just created this world for us to suffer. He has, just like in a government, why, government creates a jail? Is that jail, government has created just to make some people suffer there? Why? So that, the people who are disobedient to the laws of government, they will get corrected. Similarly, this place had not just been created for us to suffer. This place is created to make us realize that, right, we have done some mischievous activities. We have acted against the laws of God. Right? Klesada asudeha. See, the symptom of having a body is that we have committed some sinful activities. We have committed against the laws of God. And that's why we have attended this Vyadhi Mandira, Sarira Vyadhi Mandira. I need to realize that. That yes, I am in the jail. I have really acted against the laws of God. And now how I can purify myself. How I can really correct myself. So, and while we are going through this so many problems, we take so many shelters to get rid of the problems. Dehapatya kalatra adisu. Right? We take shelter of our family members, we take shelter of our money, doctors, and so many things. We think that they will save us. But even they are fallible soldiers. Even they are, if somebody is really drowning in the ocean, and another drowning person can save that person, everybody is really drowning here. Right? I remember some time back, in our office offsite, we had gone to this Kabini reservoir. and near to that there is a resort. Actually, we were staying there, and as a group we had gone for boating, right? And then we just two guys were kind of in a boat and boating, and somehow suddenly we realized that one boat really fell down on the water. Two guys really falling on the water. The other boat, right? They were trying to go and save, and as they were trying to save that person to bring them to the other boat, they fell down. And similarly, it happened to three boats. And finally, they were really literally crying. I don't know what will happen. And then the big steamboat, right, went and really rescued everybody. So yes, if somebody is really drowning, another drowning person, or who doesn't have strength, they cannot really save. Right? What is really required is that somebody who is really out of that, or who has sufficient strength, sufficient capability, who knows, right, what is our problem, they can solve it. Right? Yes. That's why our Acharya is saying very beautifully. Yes, the people of this world, they don't know what is artha, what is anartha. They don't know how to get rid of all the problems of their life, how to get rid of the viruses that are there in our body, in our heart. Right? Because sometimes we think that once we say that we are diseased. No, I am healthy. Maybe sometimes we are healthy in terms of our body, but I am really healthy in my mind, in my heart. Because in my heart, there are so many anarthas, there are so many viruses. I was in kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. These are all so deeply ingrained, and they are really growing so bigger and so more dangerous. And for that, our Acharya is saying that yes, to get rid of all these viruses, that harmful bacteria, we have brought a nice medicine for you. What is the medicine? Here, very beautifully in Srimad Bhagavad, there is Anartha upasamam saksha bhakti yogam adhokshaje lokasya ajanata vidvams chakre sattvata samhita. So here it is mentioned that how the people will get delivered? They will get delivered by bhakti yoga adhokshaje. Adhokshaja, the Supreme Lord Vishnu, who is not perceived by our senses. Is adhokshaja. Once we connect ourselves to the Supreme Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Lord Krishna, through the process of bhakti yoga, right, then we can really get rid of all the material miseries of our life. But unfortunately, the people, they don't know, mass of people, they do not know this. That's why our acharyas have really given these books called Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Right? That's why we call these are the manuals which our acharyas have given to follow them. Right? Once you follow them, then we can really get out of this. Are we okay so far? Because the most important thing for a diseased person to acknowledge that I have a problem, I have a disease. If somebody thinks that, oh, I don't have any problem, I don't have any disease, that is the biggest problem. Right? That's why the doctor first does, all the tests, blood test, MRI test, all that, n number of tests to make you realize that yes, this is the problem. This is the root cause of the problem. Once you find out the root cause, then the solution to the problem is solved. So yes, as we are understanding that yes, we have to connect the Lord through this process of bhakti. But how do you really, attain this bhakti? This bhakti is all about bhakta, Bhagavan. Right? Right? How? We cannot really get this bhakti on our own. This bhakti is a very spiritual topic. Right? Right? And we are most of the times in the material zone. Right? How can we really connect? Right? After traveling for millions and millions of lifetimes, somehow we get in touch with this mercy of Guru and Krishna. They really, give us this bhakti. Bhaktya sanjataye bhaktya. Guru Krishna prasade paye bhakti lata bija. Only with the mercy of Guru and Krishna we get this bhakti. Otherwise it's not possible to get out of this, the cycle of birth and death. Punarapi janani jatare. Right? So again and again we have to come to the various phases of life. Yes, so yes, we understand the process is bhakti, and how do you get bhakti? Through the mercy of Guru and Krishna. And once we get this, bhakti, it really, very beautifully it is mentioned that this bhakti lata bija, the seed of bhakti, gets sprouted within our heart. What is that? Bhakti lata bija? Is that okay? I will go to a supermarket and we find out, oh, do you have bhakti lata bij? Do you have the seed? Like we find out the cucumber seed or sunflower seed or chrysanthemum seed. Okay, I'll get the seed in a flower pot, and then it's just a matter of time it will grow. Right? What is that bhakti lata bij all about? What is that seed of Kriparao devotion service? Yes, it is a faith. It is a process, through which we can really approach the Lord. It's the rules and regulations. It is that Shraddha. Right? Right? Yes. This is how it starts. This is a seed of faith in our heart for the Supreme Lord, for the devotees, for the scriptures. That is the seed. And that seed, if it is sown in a barren land, can it grow? Right? Yes. Guru and Krishna, they are sowing the seeds. Right? But then, hardly, how many people are there here? Right? Because fortunate are the people who really accept. Yes, the rain is coming, right? In most of the places, but most of the times, people, right? Everywhere it is concrete, and it really goes in west, and goes somewhere else, right? People are not able to capture the water, isn't it? Right? Right? Yes. Similarly, the Lord is showering His causeless mercy. Is showering, right? But from the mountains, right? It goes to like the valleys and oceans. Similarly, most of the unfortunate people, they are not able to receive the mercy of the Lord. Right? What is really required is just, this humble heart. It's a fertile, just like fertile soil is required for that bija. Similarly, a humble, grateful heart is required to receive that bhakti lata bija. Right? And then, is it good enough? We just put, in the fertile heart, we just put the bija. Then it will start growing. What do you have to do? Yes. We'll water once in a week. Is it good enough? Why? We are watering. Or, we come only once in a day of Janmashtami. Oh, right, we really love coming to Janmashtami because ISKCON celebrates nicely. They give the nice, feast. Is it not good enough? Because we feel so good. So nice kirtan. Right? But for other days, who will hear, 1.5 hour class, and it's so difficult. Yes. This regular watering is required. Yes, and that's how this bhakti lata bija will grow from the seed, and it will grow to a beautiful tree with some leaves, and finally the flowers, and then the fruit, that fruit of love of Godhead. This is the process. Right? So sometimes people say that, oh, why I am not developing that love of Godhead? Why I am not getting that fruit? Because, right, it is just growing. This bhakti lata is growing. Right? It is just a matter of time. You have to wait. Right? Somebody cannot say that, oh, in the winter season, how can I not get mango? Right? I want to get the right mango. You have to wait for the right time. Or if you really sow the seed, you have to wait for the right amount of years till it gets the fruits. Right? Similarly, once you put that bhakti lata bij in our heart, we have to water it regularly over a period of time, and then sadhakanam ayam prema pradurbhave bhavet krama. Gradually it will grow, and then it will fructify to the prema. That's the steps. It goes from Shraddha to Prema. Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha. Right? Once you come in the association of the devotees, right? And then you have to follow this practice of devotion service. And then all our anarthas will go away. Right? And then we'll get the determination. Then we'll get the taste. and then we'll become free from the attachment to so many other anarthas, right? Then we'll develop bhava, then we'll develop loving emotions to the Supreme Lord, and then we'll develop prema. These are the 9 stages, right? And yes, what is that bhakti is all about? Our Prahlad Maharaj is given very beautifully. What is that different limbs of bhakti? Prahlad Maharaj talks about Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. This is the 9 limbs of bhakti Prahlad Maharaj is given. Right? So, with the desire of our leadership here, I think over the next couple of weeks, we'll be discussing in detail about each of these limbs of devotional service. And today we have been asked to speak something on Sravana, on the hearing, the first. And as the Prabhupada says, our progress in our spiritual life starts from hearing, from sincere hearing. But once you talk about this hearing, right? Right? Yes, there are so many things to hear, right? Like we discussed that we are in ignorance, because the ignorance we do the sinful activities, and because of the sinful activity we suffer, right? So to get rid of the ignorance, what do? You need to acquire knowledge. And how do you acquire knowledge? Through different Gyanendriyas. What are the Gyanendriyas we have? We have nose, we have skin, we have the tongue, then we have the eyes, and then we have ears, right? So that's a different, there's a 5 Gyanendriyas are there through which acquire knowledge. Right? Through the nose, like usually, the dogs, they really identify anything and everything through their nose, right? Or the blind people, right? They kind of understand, something by the form of a touch, right? Or the babies, how do they identify? Through their tongue. It tastes sweet or bitter, right? Everything they want to put in their mouth, isn't it? Because they are kind of in a consciousness, right? They want to understand everything through the eating, right? Or as we grow up, we try to see through our eyes, through the charma chakshu, right? But our Acharya is saying the most intelligent people, they acquire the knowledge through hearing, right? Yes, out of all these Pancha Gyanendriyas, the most powerful is hearing, right? Right? Yes, is a more authoritative and the most intelligent way, right? Because most of the times we think that the most effective way, of course, is prasad. Right? Yes, definitely it is. Right? That's why Prabhupada has said that yes, by eating prasadam we'll go back to Godhead. But by eating prasadam, right? What really happens? All these brain tissues, that they really get subtler, right, and refined, and then you get opportunity, you get desire to hear. Everything it starts with the sincere oral reception. Right? That's why. Because it's very, very difficult in our regular day-to-day life also. Most of the times you would like to share, most of the times you would like to speak about ourselves. Right? But then we need to realize that Lord has given 2 ears and 1 mouth. So it means that we hear more, speak less. Right? Yes. So we have to gain this perfect knowledge through the ears. That's why they say the most important alphabet is L, because from L, right? That's why they in child also. And how they really learn? Through the learning. First learn, then earn. Right? Can you just directly start earning? No. You have to first go through the learning. You have to sincerely learn over the years. Right? Yes. And then, but there are so many things to, hear, right? Srotavya Adini Rajendra, Sahasrani, right? We can talk about web series, politics, who will win the election, and the sports, IPL, there are so many web series are there. So what should we hear? What should we hear? Are you sure? Because most of the times we would like to see, what is there, what is really happening. We would like to hear, about our friends from the social media, from Insta, from Facebook, what is really, that's what we would really like to hear. That's what our heart really goes. Once you wake up early in the morning, that's the first thing that we do. We want to hear, right? What is really happening in this world? And then we need to realize that, right? That whatever we hear, of this world, either about politics or the sports, or there are so many things are there. Yes, like some cases, some of the things could be really, valuable information, but all these informations cannot really, transform our heart. Because, people, they think that, I'll just watch this reel for maybe 30 seconds, this 30 seconds reel. But they end up wasting, hours. Sometimes, they think that, I'll watch this, self-help videos or the self-help books, right? Or some fictional books, some story book. Right? But then, right, what really happens, you might have heard in childhood days we used to hear that Sikari aayega, dal bichayega, then Dana dalega, Fasnaman, right? All the birds, they heard from their, elder, this bird, that this is what you have to do. And then they keep on singing and they go and, go to the place where there are seeds. Right? That's right. Most of the times we hear that, right, this, we watch this beautiful video. We should not be angry. But then when there is a little bit of difference of opinion, we get so much of angry. Right? Why it happens? Because there is no change in the heart. Right? The real use of this information is the transformation. If it is not happening, then it is a wasting of time. And that's why your Acharya is saying that Vishwaksena kathasuya na utpadate yadi ratim srama evahi kevalam. It's a really waste of time, right? If we don't get the test of hearing the Lord's Nam Rupa Guna Lila of the Lord. Once we get attracted to the Nam Rupa Guna Lila of the Lord, then all the other so-called informations, right, is a really kind of the titillations or the temptation or the distractions that we get in our path, right, really gets removed. So yes, I think this is a very beautiful, we should always remember, this is one of my favorite, quote, wasted time is the greatest crime. Right? Yes, we should understand how valuable time is, how we should really utilize every moment of our life so sincerely. So sincerely. Because the amount of time that we have, just passing away, we are thinking that, we are just young, right? And 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and maybe we have 70% of our life or 80% of, who knows, right? How much time we have. But how we can really use whatever time is left, in proper use of it. By understanding who am I, how can I really understand the Lord, how can I really progress in my life. So if something, right, is not related to this, we should kind of, do it, right, just do the needful, but then we should move ahead, right. Yes, it's not that we are not talking about, right, we should not upskill in our corporate life or reskill, right. Yes, we have to do the needful, but then at the end we should realize that, that the most important thing for us is to really, how can I really transform my heart? How can I really develop the love of Godhead? Right? And somebody might ask, right? So then what should we hear? Here, Sudhir Goswami is saying, and please chant this beautiful verse. Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvara Hari Srotabhya Kirtitabhyascha Smartabhyascha Ichchata Bhayam. Now he's saying that, oh Parikshit Maharaj, if you want to really be free from all the fear, right, what do you have to do? You have to always, right, do what? Srotabhya, Kirtitabhyascha, Smartabhya. You have to hear, you have to chant, and you have to remember Bhagavan Ishvara Hari. Right? Yes, we should dovetail and our hearing, chanting, and remembering, or thinking, feeling, willing, whatever we speak in the service of Lord Krishna. Right? Then somebody might ask, okay, what is a Krishna Katha? What should we hear about Krishna? Right? There are two types of Krishna Kathas are there. One is, right, the word that is coming out of Krishna, that is Bhagavad Gita. And the second aspect is Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam is the narrations about Krishna. Right? One is coming from his lotus mouth, right? Another coming from his lotus feet, because the devotees of the Lord, they are always at the lotus feet, narrating the pastimes of the Lord. Right? Yes. We should really get addicted. And this is the quality of a devotee. They always want to get haunted with the sound vibration, either from Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. That's the quality of a devotee. Because yes, Bhagavad Gita kinchita dhita. Just, we hear Bhagavad Gita slokas every day. We see that how our life gets transformed. Or Srimad Bhagavatam, what can we say about Srimad Bhagavatam? Sarva Vedanta Saram hi Sri Bhagavatam Isyate Tadra Samrata Druptasya Nanyata Rati Kvachit. Right? Yes, you might have so many things, so many tests for so many things. But then, once you start testing Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Because this Bhagavatam is the essence of all the Vedas. We don't have to read all the Vedas and Upanishads and everything, because we don't have time, we don't have energy, we cannot understand. Right? But at least, the Sarva Vedanta Sarami, the essence of all the Vedas is Srimad Bhagavatam Isyate. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the discussion between Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. Right? Where Sukadeva Goswami talks about the Srishti Leela, first of the creations of the Lord, the greatness of the Lord. Then he talks about the sweetness of the Lord. Right? So yes, we should hear about the Nam, Rupa, Guna, Lila of the Lord, name, form, qualities and pastimes of the Lord. That will really, quench our thirst of the heart. That will really feed our soul. So yes, somebody might ask, Prabhu, once you hear, is there any danger of hearing? Yes, there is a danger of hearing also. You would like to know? Because I thought I will just share what are the dangers, what you are going to lose by hearing. Would you like to know what you are going to lose? Because sometimes people said, oh, you didn't tell me, before proceeding ahead, these are the dangers in this path. But we want to be very transparent. Right? What are you going to lose? Yes. Yasya Vaisruya Manayam Krishne Paramapuruse Bhakti Utpadate Pumsam Soka Moha Bhayapaha. These three things you are going to lose. What are these three things? After hearing Krishna Katha, Soka, Moha and Bhaya. Are you ready to lose them, or still you want to keep them in your heart? Right? So much of lamentation. Right? Lamentation about the past. Oh, I had this much. I had, so strong body. Oh, I had so much of affection from this and that. Right? And the moha, the anxiety, the illusion at the present, and the bhaya, the fear of the future. Everybody is really going through this hankering, anxiety and lamentation. Is there anyone who is free from it? But once you hear Krishna Katha, Yasyam vai sruya manayam, once you hear Krishna Katha, these three things will run away. Right? Because most of the people otherwise they work for HAL, hankering, anxiety and lamentation. So if you don't want to work for HL, I am not talking about that. HL is doing a lot of good work. Right? I am talking about this hankering, anxiety, lamentation. Right? If you don't want to work for HAL, right? What do you have to do? You have to hear. Yasyam vaisruya manayam. And then bhakti rutvadade pumsam. And then bhakti will get sprouted in our heart. Right? And then we'll be able to connect to the Parama Purusha, Sri Krishna. So, should we proceed? Are you okay to lose them? Otherwise, we'll just pause it here itself. Are you okay to lose? Please chant Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. And somebody might ask, okay, what is the benefit? Like, is it that anybody can hear or only for specific set of people, this hearing is required? It's a beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. Here Parikshit Maharaj is saying, how this Krishna Katha is so sweet. What happened, Sukadeva Goswami, he spoke, so many things about Prithu Maharaj's pastime, Dhruv Maharaj's pastime, Prahlad Maharaj's pastime. He spoke about so many Manus, Lord Ram. And then, at the end of the 9th canto, he spoke Krishna's pastimes in just a couple of verses. And then, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, oh, wait, Sukadeva Goswami, what are you doing? Right? Because most of the times what I do, from the kaise class khatam hoga, chalo hum prasad ke jayenge. But then, Sukadeva, like Parikshit Maharaj is not like that. Chalo jaldi se crash course, one shot, right? Khatam karke, and then we'll just go, no, please tell me in detail. Because this Krishna Katha is really like nectar. I want to discuss, I want to hear in detail. Right? What Parikshit Maharaj is saying? Nibro tatarse rupagiyamana Bhavo satsrotra manobhirama Kauttama sloka gunanuvada Puman virajeta vina pasukna. This hearing of Krishna Katha really is beneficial for three kinds of people. The first, the conditioned souls who are just suffering in this material world, right? Because they are suffering so much, right? Through this three tapa, right? It will help them giving some solace. It will manobhirama, their mind will get satisfied. Just like Mahabharata gives a very nice example. Just like this, how people are suffering, they are just like the gulab jamuns. How many of you have seen gulab jamun? Right? Seen? How many of you have ate? How many of you have cooked? Very good. Okay, so how do they cook? So they take this dough, they put the ball and they fry it in the frying pan with oil, right? And you see the condition of that, dough, how it really gets fried out. That is the condition of the living entity. They are really getting fried out in this material world, right? Through the words of the, either peers or spouse or the boss or the child or the right? Or, the disease and so many things, right? But then, same gulab jamun which is really getting fried, right, in that hot frying pan, right? A beautiful cook or a devotee of the Lord, he takes out that and puts in the sugar syrup. Then it feels so juicy, so delicious, so sweet. Right? That is a quality, right? That once you are getting absorbed in Krishna Katha, right? At that point of then, right, we get rid of all the sufferings of this Trayatapa. That is Manobhirama. And then for sadhakas, who are in this process of devotional service, right? For them, it acts as a medicine. It acts as a medicine. Bhavo sadhat. Everybody is really suffering in the cycle of birth and death. And they are in the Bhava Sagar. They are in the Bhava Roga. So how somebody can really get out of the Bhava Roga? By taking Bhava Sadhi. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, we just celebrated Gaur Purnima. Anichi osadhi maya nasivar lagi Hari Nama Mantra lao tumi magi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, oh, my dear friends, all of you have forgotten, right? That your real purpose of coming to this world is once again to connect to the Supreme Lord. That's what you had prayed while being in the womb, while you were suffering in the womb. But then you had forgotten as soon as you came out. But now to remind you that you have to connect to the Supreme Lord, I have brought this medicine for you. And what is that medicine? The Krishna Katha, Harinam. Right? Yes, And sometimes we might feel that, oh, this Harinam, this Krishna Katha, tastes like bitter. Tastes bitter. Oh, who will go and hear? Who will chant? Right? But our Acharya is saying this is just like, just like a person is suffering from jaundice. Just a person from jaundice. And then whatever you taste and give them, that will feel bitter. They will taste bitter. But then what is the cure for that? Sugarcane juice. But even sugarcane juice also, it tastes bitter for them. Right? But over a period of time, it takes it, and then all the jaundice symptoms and everything will go away, and then naturally, you really love to, drink sugarcane juice. Right? Yes, it's just a matter of time. Yes, we might feel so, hesitant towards drinking Krishna Katha or hearing Krishna Naam. But then the more we hear, the more we drink under the guidance of the teacher, right? We'll really feel the sweetness of the sugarcane juice. We'll feel the sweetness, right? And then Aghadamano Yasoda Nandano Nandasuno Kamalanayana Gopi Chandra Vrindavanendra Pranata Karuna Krishna iti Aneka Sarupe Tvai Mamaradiratchai Vardhatam Namadheyam. Rupa Goswami says that, oh, I want to chant this beautiful names of Lord Krishna. Right? This Yasoda, Nandana, Aghadamana, Pranata Karuna, Gopi Chandra, Vrindavanendra. Oh Krishna, you have so many names. And I have a desire. Vardhatam Namochai. I have an increasing taste. And I want to chant more and more. So it's not that, oh, Kabbit Mala Khatam Hoga. It's not like that. Right? And at that day will come that you want to chant more and more. Vayam tuna vitrupyama uttama sloka vikrame yasrutam rasajnanam swadu swadu pade pade. Then this Krishna Katha will feel so sweet. I want to eat more and more. I want to drink more and more. Right? Yes, this Krishna Katha, right? It's not that, right? They say that, we have to drink Krishna Katha. How can you drink Krishna Katha? How it is possible to drink? Drink means, okay, we know that, okay, we drink some mango juice, right? But can somebody drink through the years? Is it possible? What does that mean? Right? Our Acharya saying, Pibanti. Pibantim rasam alayam. Right? This rasa, this Krishna Katha is so sweet and is so liquid, pulp. Right? This is such a nice mango. It doesn't have a seed, it doesn't have a skin. It's so juicy, so tasty. Right? No artificial flavor, no artificial ripening. Right? And I just come in the season of the devotees and we hear Krishna Katha, it feels so sweet. Right? Yes. And then for pure devotees of the Lord, these are like they want to read and hear and again and again and again. Right? So we discussed about three kinds of people, whether it's a conditioned soul or the sadhaka or the highly liberated persons. Everybody likes to hear Krishna Katha. And if somebody is not able to release the Krishna Katha, means he is really Pasugnath. He is really addicted to killing the animals. If somebody is really addicted to killing of the animals, only they cannot have the taste in hearing Krishna Katha. Right? And yes, and beautifully here in this verse also says that how everybody gets addicted, even the Atma Ramas. Right? Somebody might say, oh, I have really been Krishna conscious for so many, I don't have to chant anymore, I don't have to read Bhagavatam anymore. It's not like that. Even Atma Ramas Sumanayam. Right? Especially this is a very beautiful verse. right? Especially, there is a discussion between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvam Bhattacharya and later with Sanatana Goswami. Just, this verse which really describes that how a liberated person also gets attracted to hearing Krishna Katha, right? It's a very simple, translation. Right? But then our acharyas, like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has explained this verse in so many ways, more than 61 ways. Right? That's why it's like Krishna Tulya Bhagavata Sarve Sarvasraya Prati Sloke Prati Akshare Nanarthakaya. Like this beautiful verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. Right, and Bhagavad Gita and Chaitanya Charitamrita, all these verses are so sweet, right? Just like they are a beautiful river, and out of that river so many streams flowing out, right, to inundate the barren lands, right? Similarly, right, this one sloka, one line, one word has so much meanings to it. Prati sloke prati akshare nana arthakaya. Right? Right, how our acharyas just they describe one pastime in so much in detail. And that's why you really relish Krishna Katha. Right? Yes. And then who gets benefited hearing Krishna Katha? Who gets benefited hearing? Through in Krishna Katha, who gets benefited? Yes. Whoever is speaking, whoever is hearing, or whoever is organizing or conducting or asking the questions. Everybody gets benefited. Right? And do you know who gets benefited the most? Speaker. So that's why, Srila Prabhupada also used to say, thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to speak Krishna Katha. Right? Vasudeva Katha Prashna, Purusam Strina Punati. 3 kinds of people they get benefited through the Krishna Katha. Right? Bhakta, Prachakam and Srodram, the audience, right? The speaker, the audience, and also the people who organize it, who ask the questions. Tat Pada Salilam Yatha, just like the Mother Ganges, right? It delivers the 3 words. Similarly, Krishna Katha delivers everyone, right? And then somebody might ask, okay, you talked so much about, to hear Krishna Katha, right? But then, still I don't have the taste in hearing Krishna Katha. How to develop taste in hearing Krishna Katha? How to develop it? Yes. Please chant this beautiful verse. Susrusa Sraddadhanasya Vasudeva Katha Ruchi Syanmat Sevaya Vipra Punya Tirtha Nisevana. So here in this verse, very beautifully, it is mentioned that how we can get the taste of hearing? By serving the devotees who have the taste, by associating the devotees who have the taste. Right? Mahat Sevaya Vipra. Right? Yes, we should serve the devotees of the Lord. By serving the devotees of the Lord, we get the taste of hearing. Because these devotees, they are so much of inundated with the taste of hearing that once you get in touch, like this, these devotees, pure devotees of the Lord, they are, compared to a big elephant. Maybe a small leaf comes out, sap comes out of the tree, right? And it really falls down, and the ant gets drowned with that. Right? So we are like ants, right? Who has only little bit of appetite, right? This pure devotees of the Lord, they have like the oceans of appetite, right? But like Sindhu, but even if we get a bindu out of the Sindhu, we really get drowned, right? But yes, this Krishna Katha, they are so nectarian, right? But then somebody might ask, can you just tell us what should we read, right? And here in Srila Prabhupada speaks very clearly, specifically the followers of this Krishna conscious movement, what we should read, what we should hear. Yes, there are so many books to read, there are so many things to read in the process of bhakti also. But Prabhupada has given very, clear instruction to all of us. Just like, we have in our prasada menu, we can have pickles, we have papad, we have salad, and we have so many things. But then we need also some staple food, right? Dal sabji or roti chawal, whatever it is, right? Roti sabji. Similarly, right? Yes, we can have so many varieties, hearing and reading from so many things. But most important staple food for all of us is Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all these, the books written by Prabhupada. That is our staple food. Right? So we should read systematically, these Prabhupada's books. Right? And just like, otherwise, people, might get satisfied by eating, right? But if a devotee also just thinks that, I'll make my life perfect by just only eating, then he's just wasting his life. Jelila amrita vine khaye yadi khana pine tabi bhaktar durlava jivana. Devotee life, should be really to absorb himself in hearing and reading these books. And Prabhupada is writing that, yes, we must read all the books that have been translated. Right? That, yes. And then, is it that we have to read on our own? Yes, we should read on our own. But most importantly, we should read also in the association of devotees. We should come together, we should have a study circle, we should meet with the devotees, with the Bhakti Riksha leaders, with our family members, right? And taking center of Prabhupada. That's why Racha is saying, Jao Bhagavata Pada Vaishnava Erasthane Ekanta Asraya Karo Chaitanya Charane. That yes, just like, like our Srila Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj gives a very nice analogy. Once you go to the ocean, right? If you just surf on the surface of the ocean, right, you might get some fishes, right? But once you go deep into the ocean, what you will find? You will find jewels, right? So, right, we have to go deep into the ocean to find the jewels. But how can we go? If you go on your own, you will get drowned. So you have to take help of a scuba diver. You have to take help of a devotee who knows how to go deep. Right? So yes, it is very important, and to hear the bona fide commentaries and the meanings, the purports of our acharyas, and not that we speculate on our own. Oh, this sloka means like this. Oh, this sloka means that. Right? No, it's not. It doesn't mean like that. We have to hear the meaning of the scriptures, meaning of the verses, through the understandings of acharyas. So it's not through our charma chakshus or through our mental speculation, but through shastra chakshu, through the understanding of the devotees. So yes, right, there are so many beautiful examples are there, right? Who are good listeners, how to listen, right? We have to hear like parrot, right? How parrot is always thinking, right? How can I really hear nicely so that I can repeat? Or like Chataka bird, Chataka bird, right? It's a very beautiful bird who does not take the water from anywhere, any pond, any lake or any well, right? Or any reservoir. It takes water only from the clouds, right? Or the fish, how fish is so attentive, right? Or the swan, right? It only takes the essence, even if there is a they are called the hamsas. Hamsas means even if there's water and milk is there, they will take only milk. They will take only the essence. There could be so many other discussions happening, but they will take the essence of the scriptures, right? Without getting too much diverted. Who are the bad listeners? Like, they are called the bull. Bull is that, if you give a nice halwa, nice dry cake or, some dirty things also, you will take everything, each and everything. Oh, you want to read newspaper, you want to read, so many politics, you want to read this or that, or Krishna Katha, okay, I'll read that also. Right? Whatever comes, no. A devotee means he has to be discriminatory. Okay, if it will really help me in Krishna consciousness or not. If it doesn't help, then I will not take it. But it should not be like a bull or like a wolf. Wolf means in a Krishna Katha, whenever it is happening, right? Like bull, what it does, it distracts. Whenever the deer, they wanted to hear the flute of Krishna, the wolf, they distract. Right? Whenever there is a Krishna Katha happening, some people, they just kind of, stand up, said, oh, can you tell me like this? They try to argue. They try to, say so many things. They try to always have some answer before even hearing. Right? They are the wolf. Or the, camel. Camel means, right, whatever you give, they are attracted to only the thorny bushes. They are, and once they eat the thorny bushes, the blood comes out and they feel, oh, it's so tasty. Right? People want to hear all the sensual topics. These are considered the camels. Or there's a bird called Bhurunda birds. These Bhurunda birds also, they also, they hear less and speak more. This is the quality of Bhurunda birds. Yes, the meaning of all this is that how we should be a good listener, not like bad listeners. And this is a couple of qualities that we thought, right, we wanted to say. How to hear, right? Yes, we should have so much of eagerness to hear. There's this very beautiful, hopefully, as we are going this end of this month to Mayapur, there's a place called Hamsabahan Temple. Any of you been to Hamsabahan Temple? No? So in Mayapur, Navadip, there's a temple, it's called Hamsabahan Siva. So what is, the story goes like that one time there is a beautiful Chaitanya Charitamrita Gaur Katha was happening. At that time, to hear Chaitanya Charitamrita, even the devotees, from the upper worlds also they were coming. Right? At that time, Siva also got eager that I want to hear of Gaur Leela. Right? But Siva saw that, who is the carrier of Siva? The bull. Bull kind of goes very slow. Then he said, okay. Then he saw that, the vehicle of Brahmaji is getting parked. He said, okay. He asked Brahmaji, can I really take your vehicle? What is that vehicle? Swan, Hamsa. Right? So then, Siva took, ride in the carrier of Hamsa. Right? With so much of eagerness. It is not that, okay, class will start at, 12:15. Okay, I'll go at 12:30. Right? Right? No. Like they are so much eager to come on time. It's not for Mataji. Right? Mataji had some other important activities. Right? But yes, the devotees, they are so much eager to hear Krishna Katha. Right? Like, we hear that, how Srinivasa Acharya, it's a very beautiful example was given. How Srinivasa Acharya, he had a so strong desire, to hear Bhagavatam. Right? How the so sincere heart, he went to Puri, but he could not get it. Then he, had to come to Vrindavan. Right? As he was kind of going and he was not able to hear Krishna Katha. He had so much of lamentation in the heart. He wanted to kind of live his life. Oh, because I am not able to get an opportunity to hear Krishna Katha, let me leave my body. But finally, with the instruction of the Lord, Srinivasa Acharya approached the Goswamis. Or you see how Sanatana Goswami, he was such a prolific scholar. Right? But then how he took shelter of Mahaprabhu. He said, Ke ami ke nahi jana tapatra. Like, oh, I am such a fool that I don't know what is good for me. Oh, Mahaprabhu, please give me your shelter. This, whenever, as a student, we should have sincere eagerness to hear Krishna Katha. And that's the, quality of Rukmini. And, Rukmini, some of you might have heard about this first love letter of this whole world, of the universe. How Mother Rukmini sent a letter to Lord Krishna. You are thinking that, oh, Lord Krishna, right? How Rukmini, developed that love for Krishna? Just by hearing, sitting, when you see Krishna, sometimes people see that, oh, I have not seen Krishna. How do you develop love for Krishna? Rukmini didn't see Krishna before sending that letter, right? But she was hearing Krishna Katha in the court, right? And then she was writing a letter to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, there are two problems. First problem is that you are so beautiful. Srutva Gunan Bhuvana Sundara Srunutamte. Oh, you are so beautiful. And the another problem is that you have given me 2 years. My ear is getting so much of addicted to hearing your, beautiful Rupam Drisam Drisimatam Akhilartha Lava. And to hear more and more your Nam Rupa Gulla of the Lord. What to do? That's why I'm getting really attracted. Another quality of a good hearing is a really attention, right? How we should be attentive in hearing, right? How we should have faithful in hearing. And there are so many pastimes, like maybe one we can talk about the King Kulasekhara, right? How when he was hearing Ramayana, right? When all his assistants, they were talking about their Lord Ram's pastime, that now, right? All the 14,000 soldiers, they are now about to fight with Lord Ram. And then King Kulasekhara said, oh, is it my Lord Ram alone? How he is going to fight with the 14,000 soldiers? Let's go and help Lord Ram. Right? He was kind of bringing everybody, right, to fight, in this forest. And then the soldiers, they didn't know what to do. Okay, they kind of, they do a trick. Somebody went ahead and they came back and they oh, King, all these 14,000 soldiers has been already killed by Lord Ram. Oh, is it so? Then let's come back. Right? How he was so much of attached. He was feeling that, oh, this happened 5,000 years back, this happened 500 years back. No. Whenever a devotee feels that, oh, there was a forest fire in Vrindavan, right? He feels that, yes, we are also in the forest fire now. There is so much of heat happening everywhere. And only we can get out of this Traya Tapa is by taking shelter of the Lord Krishna, by taking shelter of Krishna. And all the Brajavasis, they took shelter of Krishna. And all the tapas, they got vanquished. That yes, we need to take shelter, we need to feel that. Then another important thing, right, apart from this, intention, attention is really regulation. We have to regularly hear. Right? This is beautiful pastime of in Chaitanya Charitamrita. That how there is a Gita, reading illiterate Brahmana was there in Sri Rangam. Right? And everybody was really laughing, joking. Keho hase, keho ninde, taha nahi mane. But then this Brahmana, he was always absorbed in hearing. Okay, I understand, I don't understand. But still, he was so absorbed in reading, Bhagavad Gita. Right? Not thinking that, oh, I don't understand what the point of reading. Right? Abhishta hoya Gita pade anandita mane. He was so absorbed in hearing. And then Mahaprabhu was passing by and saw that, oh, I see, oh, Brahmana, so many people are laughing at you, they are joking of you. How you, but you, I still see the tears coming from eyes, you are so much absorbed. How is it possible? And then this Vipra, this illiterate Brahmana is saying that, oh yes, Murkha Ami, Sabdartha Najani, I don't understand the meanings of this Bhagavad Gita. Suddha Asudha Gita Padi, Guru Agya Mani. Yes, I don't understand the meaning of this Bhagavad Gita. I am just doing it by following the instruction of my spiritual master. So it is important. So whether you know it, don't know it, right? That doesn't matter. What is important? Because my spiritual master has told that you have to chant every day. You have to study Bhagavad Gita every day. You have to hear Bhagavatam every day. I just do it. And then, and then he said that yes, and reading that, I am really remembering how the Akhila Brahmanda Nayaka Krishna, he is acting as a chariot for his devotee, Arjuna. Thinking that, I am really getting overwhelmed with the emotions. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, you have really understood the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And he really embraced him. He really got real darshan of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Right? So, yes, it is very important for all of us to regularly hear, to regularly read, right, to have a goal that yes, by end of this year, right, maybe I'll read Bhagavad Gita complete, or I'll kind of complete my Srimad Bhagavatam. Devotees, they do that. Especially Vaisasika Prabhu in our ISKCON Silicon Valley says that if you read every day 41 pages of Bhagavatam, you will be able to complete the Srimad Bhagavatam in a year. Right? Similarly, we should really have some goal. Right? It's not just that, okay, Prabhuji is laughing, oh, I will not be able to read 41 pages. Okay, read 4 pages. Then he will be able to complete in 10 years. But you should not have that, oh, ye to hoga hi nahi mere se. Right? No, right? We should have some goal. Right? Or if you are not able to, right, read maybe like let's say 40 pages in a, or maybe 28 or 30 pages in a week. At least we should read 1 page, and in a weekend, somehow we should plan that. We should spend more time. I know some devotees, like Sanatan Goswami, right? He was taking leaves, sick leave to read Srimad Bhagavatam. But then some devotees said, okay Prabhuji, once I do all my activities, at the end of maybe my retirement, I will study Bhagavatam. No, is it that you say only at the end of the life? No, right? We should, should not do it only in chunks. We should not plan in chunks. That only after 2 years, only after 5 years, all my responsibility of kids, once they will grow up, then I will start studying Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita. No, we should regularly study. And this is very beautiful, how our, hearing should really, be with love, with that, that affection, right? That how, Prithu Maharaj, he's saying that, oh, I want to, have millions of cups to drink. What? You want to drink? I thought devotees don't drink. Especially Gaura Govind Swami Maharaj, once again, in Bhubaneswar temple, he was going in abroad. And he saw that, everywhere it is written, come, drink, dine and dance. And then Gaura Govind said, yes, this we should really put it in our temple also. What? We should also invite them to drink and dance. Yes, we should really ask them to come and drink Krishna Katha. And then they should dance and they should dine Krishna Prasadam. Right? This is what we should also do. Right? And this is how, as Prithu Maharaj is saying, Nakamaena tatadapi aham kvachin nayatra yusma charanam bhujasava mahantantara hrudayan mukhochito vidatsa karnayutame samevara. He saying, oh, my Lord, give me millions of cups to drink. I want to be a really pure drunkard. You want to millions of cups? And what you will do? I want to drink the beverage that is coming from the Mahatma Hrudayan Mukhochita, from the heart, from the mouth of the pure devotees. That beverage is coming out. that beverage that is soaked in the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Charanam Bhuja Asava. Asava means drink. Charanam Bhuja, that is nectar, the beverage is coming out from the lotus feet of the devotees. Right? I want that drink. Right? Yes, somebody might be thinking that, I might not ask for millions of years. At least we can make use of 2 years properly. Right? So yes, and all our hearing should ultimately lead to application. Right? Not that we hear that, okay, sikari aayega, dana dalega, and then we just continue to do it. We hear that, right? And we should take shelter of the Supreme Lord. We should chant more. We should hear more. We should serve the devotees, right? We should really develop that Nam Ruchi, Vaishnava Seva, and Jivadeya. That's what all scriptures talk about, right? So whatever we do, it should really lead to some application, some effort, right? And just to summarize here, in this very beautiful sloka, it talks about the quality of a speaker, qualities of the audience, and what they should speak. You want to hear? Just summarize, right? You want to hear? Yeah, okay. So here it says that how beautifully that a speaker means he should be a Bhagavat Pradhana. He's a devotee of the Lord. He's always attached to the shelter, to the lotus feet of the Lord. And then his audience means he should be Susru Sutam. He should have deep eagerness, deep desire to hear more and more, right? And that we talked about how, right? Intention, attention, regulation, affection, application, right? All that, right? We should have the right qualities to be a good audience. And once the right speaker is there, right audience there, what they should speak? They should speak Hare Udaram Charitam Udar. Charitam Visudham. We should speak Krishna Katha, right? Nothing else. Right, so thank you very much. So yes, there are so many wonderful topics that can be discussed, but the most important thing for all of us is to remember that hearing and chanting are the most important things. Yes, we should hear and chant the holy names of the Lord. Holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And also, right, holy fames. Holy fames means Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, this beautiful pastimes of the Lord. That's what our acharyas have told us, right? And we should do it in the association of devotees. We should serve more and more. Thank you very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Any questions or comments? I heard that you also have some group reflection, right? So we can proceed there. But any questions or comments before that? Yes, Roger. Yes. Yes, sir.
So, Prabhuji, my question is during weekend when we are in the association of devotees, for example, Saturday we do Bhakti Diksha and Sunday we have this program. So 2 days are like Paka confirmed. We are in the association and we are hearing and somehow or other we get a little bit of case 4 days, 14 hours. But when the weekday starts, so during that time, yes, we do chanting, but that becomes like very monotonous because there is nobody to push. Unlike the weekends. So how do we push ourselves more and keep ourselves motivated so that at least 20% of weekend remains during the weekdays?
Yeah, it's natural, Prabhuji, right? It's a very obvious, right? Because we are getting subjected to so many temptations and the titillations of the world. It's natural, right? That our consciousness also goes down, right? Isn't it obvious, right? The mobile also gets discharged, over a period of time, right? Earlier, we used to have 3310, 2210, these mobiles, Those mobiles, they didn't have any other application, just to, you speak, right, and sometimes send messages. The battery for that, they used to go for days, right, isn't it? Right? 4 days, 5 days, you don't have to charge it. But nowadays with the smartphones, you have to charge every other hours, right? Because there's so many applications now loaded into that. Still kind of the power of the battery is not so strong enough, right? Similarly, right, the more we get subjected, right, to this material world, right, we should understand that yes, our battery is going down, Right? Because why? We are getting more angry. We are kind of not getting the taste of Krishna Katha and hearing the Krishna Katha. It means that battery has gone down. Right? It is very important for us to realize that I should do it more. Right? That is a symptom to get charged. Right? Because at that point I need to realize that. That yes, whenever there is the mobile, we see the red sign, we have to, quickly find out, oh, where is that plug, and I need to put it. Right? Similarly, if I don't feel the need for hearing and chanting, it means that I need more. Right? Yes, and I need to take shelter of Prabhupada. I need to take shelter of the spiritual master. I need to take shelter of the devotees. Prabhuji, can we somehow come together and read and hear? Right? I know some devotees, even in the weekdays also, they come and read together. Of course, you are part of our Bhakti Vaibhav class also. You are spending 2.5 hours every day, right? Of course, right? But yes, whether there is a forced regulation or no, right? We don't really find out, oh, I have to charge only after 24 hours. No. Right? Whenever it goes down, we charge it. Right? Whenever we feel, there is a need for, it, we really find out. We take shelter of the holy name. We take shelter of this Bhagavatam. Right? So many devotees, they carry the verses list so that we can, recite, we can remember, we can, make notes, we can revise the notes again and again. That is our real treasure. That is the real dhana. Right? Nothing else. Right? As you said in the beginning. Qualities of a devotee is to really get haunted with the sound vibrations. Yes, we should take more and more. That's why we can really engage ourselves by hearing these beautiful bhajans by Narottam Das Thakur, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Right? We should remember them and we should recite them. By just reciting and remembering these prayers, by studying, hearing these prayers, these beautiful qualities of hearing and taking shelter of the Lord will get sprouted within our heart. Right? Yes, the solution, the medicine for that. That especially we can read the 10.7.1 and 2 here. Yes, Srunuta Apaiti Aratir Vishnuta. By hearing Krishna Katha, all this Arati and they will really go away. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, in the initial class, part of the class, you mentioned there were so many names of the Lord, so many beautiful names of the Lord.
Yes.
So many beautiful names of the Lord, but the Hare Krishna mantra only had the two primary names of Krishna mantra,
Yes.
and that too repeated. So you
Yes.
could have added other names also. So if you could, where could you take another class on the supremacy of these names or other
Yes.
words?
Yes, like all of us know about Baman Dev's 3 steps. Right? How this, one step was good enough for all the lower planets. One more step was good enough for all the higher planets. Another step when there was no place. Right? Right? And those 3 steps could really capture the whole universe. Right? Similarly, these 3 names are good enough to capture our, that ignorant heart. Ram, Krishna, and Hare. Right? Yes. There are so many thousands names of Lord Vishnu or the Vishnu Sahasranam. But by just chanting these beautiful names, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Galo Nasti Vanasti Vativana. By taking shelter of this Lord's, right? Yes. Right? The bhakti really gets sprouted in our heart. At the same time, yes, Nam Nam Akari Bahuda, Lord has devoted all his potencies in the holy names of the Lord. We should have that eagerness. Right? What are those? Because all these beautiful names of the Lord, they are associated with some pastimes. They are associated with some qualities. Right? Yes, we should hear more and more about the qualities of the Lord, pastimes of the Lord. Once you hear Yashodanandan, wow, you remember in the love of Yashoda. You talk about Giridhari. Oh, how Lord has lifted the Govardhan Giridhari for the pleasure of his devotees. Right? So yes, because once you remember these beautiful names, you should really connect to the pastime. The devotees' hearts get really inundated with that love by just remembering that names of the Lord. Because Nama should lead you to the Rupa. Rupa will lead to the Guna. Guna will lead to the Leela of the Lord. It happens step by step. And yes, that's why, out of all the process of devotion service, out of all the kirtans, this Nama Sankirtan has given so much priorities. Yes. And out of all the Nams, our Acharyas have given this beautiful Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. We'll just pause. We will just for 5 minutes. We'll just do some reflection in groups. Is it okay, Prabhu? By Bhakti sir? Huh? I know we are already beyond the time limit. Yes. So I don't know how do you do it.